As Marcus Aurelius once noted, another person cannot harm you without your consent. You're only hurt the moment you convince yourself of it. In Stoicism, it's believed that when someone makes a rude comment, the event itself is neutral, neither good nor bad by nature. It doesn't carry any emotional tags until you assign them. It's your interpretation of the event, the meaning you give it, that either unsettles you or brings you peace. That's why Marcus Aurelius also wrote in his Meditations that you always have the choice to hold no opinion. There's no need to get upset or disturb your soul over things beyond your control. These events aren't seeking your judgment, just leave them be. When will you stop choosing sadness or discontent? The Stoics understood that our emotional reality is shaped by our choices, influenced by how we perceive the world around us. You can choose to see a personal setback as an unjust blow and sink into a state of sorrow and powerlessness, or you can view it as an opportunity for growth and learning, adopting a more empowering emotional state. This illustrates how the same event can lead to two completely different experiences, all depending on the individual's mental strength. This is why Marcus Aurelius's Stoic principle stands out. You have power over your mind, not external events. Recognize this, and you will find strength. Through this journey, we'll explore profound insights from Stoic philosophers who believe that true emotional mastery isn't about suppressing feelings, but about transforming and understanding them. Lesson 1. The Art of Stoic Emotional Resilience. Why do emotions often seem to control us more than we control them? The Stoics provided a compelling answer. It's not the emotions themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Marcus Aurelius once remarked, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This foundational idea leads us into the practice of Stoic emotional resilience. The Stoics viewed emotions as products of our judgments, meaning we have the potential to recalibrate our responses to the world by altering our perceptions. The first step is recognizing that our initial reaction to an event isn't the final say on our emotional response. How often do you find yourself reacting instantly to situations without pause? Reflect on this. The Stoic practice involves a moment of pause, a breath between the event and your reaction, allowing you to respond with your rational mind rather than being led by initial impulses. Imagine facing life's challenges with a serene and untroubled heart. This isn't an unattainable ideal, but a practical reality, achievable through disciplined Stoic practice. It requires consistent effort to examine and manage the beliefs that underlie your emotional reactions. Have you considered what lies beneath your emotional responses? Often, it's a deeply ingrained belief or judgment that we can uncover and scrutinize. The Stoics teach us that by understanding the causes of our emotions, we can begin to moderate their effects on us. How do you currently deal with negative emotions? The Stoic method involves proactive engagement with our feelings through a technique called cognitive distancing, viewing our emotions as if from an outsider's perspective, which helps reduce their intensity. Can you recall a time when a change in perspective transformed a challenging situation for you? This is the essence of Stoic emotional resilience, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Every emotional experience becomes a lesson in self-awareness and self-improvement. What practices can you adopt today to start mastering your emotions? Begin with the simple yet powerful practice of journaling. Each day, write down instances where your emotions felt overwhelming and explore alternative ways to perceive the situation. This helps in developing a more rational and controlled response over time. The Stoics didn't just philosophize about emotional resilience, they lived it. By integrating these practices into our daily lives, we too can start to experience the profound stability and contentment that comes from Stoic emotional mastery. Lesson 2. Cultivating the Stoic mindset to manage anger. Why is anger often considered one of the most disruptive emotions we experience? The Stoics regarded anger as a major obstacle to wisdom. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, described anger as a temporary madness that sets the soul on fire and leads to regrettable actions. To cultivate a Stoic mindset toward anger, one must first understand its roots and triggers. Anger typically arises when we perceive an injustice, or when our expectations aren't met. The Stoics teach us to question the validity of our expectations and the justice we demand from the world. By realigning our expectations with the reality of human nature and the unpredictability of life, we reduce the frequency and intensity of anger. How can we apply Stoic principles to everyday irritations and grievances? One effective method is the premeditation of evils, a Stoic exercise where one visualizes potential annoyances or misfortunes before they occur. This mental rehearsal prepares us to handle them with composure and rationality when they do happen, thereby diminishing the impact of anger. In moments of anger, the Stoics recommend a technique called the view from above. This involves imagining oneself from an external perspective, seeing the bigger picture, and recognizing the transient nature of the incident. This broader perspective helps dilute the personal sting of the grievance and promotes a calmer response. What practical steps can we take to manage anger as it arises? Immediate actions include deep breathing, counting to 10, or momentarily removing yourself from the situation. These techniques provide a buffer time to engage your rational mind, allowing you to choose your response carefully instead of succumbing to impulsive reactions. By integrating these Stoic practices into our daily routines, we cultivate a strong emotional defense against anger. This proactive approach not only enhances our personal relationships by reducing conflict, but also contributes to our overall well-being and happiness. Through consistent practice, the Stoic mindset toward anger can become a natural part of our character, empowering us to live with greater peace and resilience. Lesson 3. Embracing Stoic flexibility to overcome fear. Why do fears so often hold us back from living our fullest lives? The Stoics understood that fear stems from our perceptions of the unknown and our inability to control or predict outcomes. To manage fear effectively, we must adopt Stoic flexibility, which involves adjusting our attitudes and expectations to align with reality. Recognizing that many of the things we fear are either not as bad as we imagine or entirely out of our control is crucial. Fear often arises from a perceived threat to our safety, comfort, or stability. The Stoic practice of differentiating between what we can control and what we cannot helps mitigate irrational fears. By focusing our efforts on our actions and attitudes, factors within our control, we can remain calm and reasoned in the face of uncertainty. How can we train ourselves to be more accepting of the unpredictable nature of life? A Stoic technique involves regularly contemplating the impermanence of situations and our own adaptability. This mental exercise reduces the intensity of fear by normalizing change and uncertainty as natural and manageable aspects of life. One practical approach to embracing Stoic flexibility is to challenge our fears by gradually exposing ourselves to them in a controlled and rational manner. This method, known as exposure therapy in modern psychology, aligns with Stoic principles by allowing us to gain confidence and reduce the power that fear holds over us. What role does reflection play in overcoming fear? Reflecting on past instances where we have successfully managed or overcome fears can reinforce our ability to handle future uncertainties. This builds psychological resilience, grounded in personal experience and Stoic wisdom, empowering us to face new challenges with courage and composure. By incorporating these Stoic strategies into our daily lives, we can transform our relationship with fear. Instead of being a barrier to action, fear becomes a signal to engage more deeply with our Stoic practices, encouraging growth and fortitude. Through this transformation, we not only enhance our own lives, but also set an example for others on how to live boldly and serenely, regardless of external circumstances. Lesson 4. Mastering emotional responses with Stoic acceptance. Why do our reactions to events often escalate our emotional turmoil? Stoicism teaches that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our responses to them. To master our emotional reactions, we must cultivate Stoic acceptance, which involves embracing whatever happens as part of a rational universe and understanding that we can choose our responses, thereby reducing emotional distress. Stoic acceptance starts with recognizing that many things we react to are beyond our control. When we focus our energy on what we can influence, our thoughts, perceptions, and actions, we gain a sense of empowerment. This shift from external to internal focus is crucial for maintaining emotional stability and is a core principle of Stoic philosophy. How can we practice Stoic acceptance daily? One effective method is the practice of daily reflection, where we examine our reactions to the day's events each evening. This habit helps us identify patterns in our emotional responses and provides insight into how we might alter our reactions for better outcomes in the future. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus emphasized the importance of distinguishing between our sphere of control and what lies outside it. By mentally rehearsing this differentiation during calm moments, we can prepare ourselves to apply it more effectively when emotional challenges arise. This preparation makes it easier to respond with reason rather than impulse. What specific strategies can we employ when faced with emotionally charged situations? Techniques such as taking a moment to pause before reacting, deep breathing to reduce physiological arousal, and asking ourselves what a Stoic philosopher might do in the same situation can all help. These strategies create a buffer between stimulus and response, allowing for a more measured and considered approach to emotional events. Incorporating these practices into our lives leads to greater mastery over our emotional reactions. Over time, Stoic acceptance becomes not just a practice but a way of life, one that enhances our resilience and equips us to face life's challenges with a calm and balanced perspective. This transformation is the essence of Stoic emotional mastery, providing us with the tools to navigate the complexities of human emotions with grace and wisdom. Lesson 5. The Stoic Path to Emotional Equanimity. Why is emotional equanimity a central goal in Stoic philosophy? The Stoics valued equanimity, the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of life's ups and downs, because they believed it was key to living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Stoic equanimity is not about suppressing emotions but about achieving a balanced and stable state of mind that allows for clear judgment and wise action, regardless of circumstances. Stoic equanimity is achieved by practicing mindfulness of our thoughts and emotions. By regularly checking in with ourselves and observing our internal states without judgment, we develop greater awareness and control over our emotional responses. This practice of mindfulness, central to Stoic philosophy, allows us to navigate life with a sense of inner calm and stability. How does Stoic equanimity benefit our everyday lives? It enables us to approach challenges with a clear and focused mind, reducing the likelihood of rash or emotionally driven decisions. This leads to more effective problem-solving and better outcomes in both personal and professional contexts. Additionally, emotional equanimity fosters healthier relationships, as it allows us to engage with others from a place of calmness and understanding, rather than reactive emotionality. One practical approach to cultivating Stoic equanimity is through regular meditation or mindfulness practices that focus on observing thoughts and emotions as they arise. By developing this habit, we train our minds to remain steady and composed, even in the face of adversity. What role does gratitude play in achieving emotional equanimity? The Stoics emphasize the importance of gratitude as a means of maintaining a balanced perspective. By regularly reflecting on what we are grateful for, we shift our focus away from what is lacking or negative and cultivate a more positive and stable emotional state. This practice of gratitude can be incorporated into daily routines, such as journaling or meditation, to reinforce a mindset of equanimity. Through the consistent application of these Stoic practices, we can attain a state of emotional equanimity that enhances our overall well-being and quality of life. This state of inner peace and stability is not an unattainable ideal, but a practical and achievable goal that can be cultivated through mindful living and disciplined, Stoic practice. Mastering your emotions through Stoic philosophy is not about suppressing feelings, but about understanding and transforming them. By adopting these 5 Stoic practices: emotional resilience, managing anger, overcoming fear, accepting what you cannot change, and cultivating equanimity, you can gain greater control over your emotional life, leading to a more fulfilling and peaceful existence. Embrace these lessons as a daily practice, and watch as your emotional strength grows, enabling you to face life's challenges with calmness and clarity. How will you start implementing these Stoic principles in your life today? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's support each other on this journey toward emotional mastery. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more insights on Stoicism and self-improvement.